Hello Paulinians! It's me again, Ma'am MJ, and welcome to Math 7 class. Our topic for today is about set of real numbers. But before that, let's identify first the classification of numbers. Let's start with natural numbers. These numbers are the most common numbers that we are using in our daily lives. It is also known as counting numbers. You can imagine that it is natural for people to count their items, most especially in trading. When someone asks you to count, you are usually or naturally starts with number 1, followed by number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and so on. But of course, sometimes in trade, 1 could end up nothing. So it must be represented as well. That's why 0 was included in number system. Now, the set of numbers including 0 are called whole numbers. As you notice, whole numbers are exactly the same with natural numbers, except 0. We can say that natural numbers are also whole numbers, but not all whole numbers are natural numbers. Now, the next classification is integers. Integers are number consisting negative and positive numbers, and 0. Here's the graph of integers using a line graph. As you go toward to the right, the value of numbers increases. And if you go towards the left, the value of numbers decreases. Remember, integers consisting negative and positive numbers such as natural and whole numbers, but not decimal and fraction. But in terms of distance, we're just only dealing with non-negative numbers. If someone asks you how far your chair is from the teacher's table, would you reply with a negative number? Of course not. Now look again to our given number line. The distance between any two consecutive integers is 1 unit. How far is positive 8 from 0? Or how far is negative 8 from 0? They are both 8 units away from 0. So remember, we define the absolute value of a number in terms of distance. But what is absolute value? Absolute value of a number is the distance from 0 to a given number on the number line. If you saw a number of a numerical expression enclosed with 2 bars, it is denoted as absolute value. For example, this numerical expression, we read this as the absolute value of x. So, in evaluating the absolute value of a number, we accept a non-negative result because we are talking about the distance of that number from 0. Now, let's proceed with rational numbers, another classification of numbers. Rational numbers includes integers, and it is a number that can be expressed as a quotient or ratio of two integers a over b, where b is not equal to 0. Example, the number 5 is rational because we can write it in fraction form, whose value is equal to 5. It can be written as 5 over 1, 10 over 2, or 15 over 3. We also have irrational numbers. These are real numbers that cannot be written as a ratio of two integers. Example, pi, because its decimal representation is non-repeating and non-terminating, unlike rational numbers. Remember that this is not to say that rational numbers are fractions. Rather, a number is rational if it can be written in fraction form in which the numerator and denominator are integers, but the denominator cannot be 0. Now, if I told you I am thinking a number that is a natural number, you can assume that it is a whole number or integers, or even a rational number. But if I told you that I am thinking a number that is a rational number, it can hardly say that it is a natural number or whole number, or even integers. But we can assume that it is a real number. Real numbers are numbers including natural, whole, integers, and rational numbers. We can also say that all the numbers that we are using in our daily lives are real numbers. We are now aware about different classification of numbers, and I am hoping that it will be a big help for you in the future, especially in your daily lives. This will be the end of this topic. Thank you for watching and see you next video.